people, we're live.
Woo!
Anyway, so let me just point out this was not my thumbnail. This was the one I really wanted. I thought this was
That's a good thumbnail.
This is what.
What the hell? Why would you not?
This is one of the better pictures that they have, but this is my picture of the story that I need to tell. I know what Tungaloa did. He went to HR. He ruined morale in the bloodline because what Solo did to Jacob was inexcusable. Because who would ever have Tungaloa be the one to defend the tag team title in an epic tag team match? It was just
Jacob's
ridiculous.
in the boot. He's in the boot.
A badass heel would do that.
A boot.
That's some straight heel shit. He took that out of the Dominic Mysterio playbook.
Hey, this is the most beautiful thumbnail we ain't never used. This is a great photo.
Yeah, this is
and then you could have slapped some text on it, like your actual title.
Yeah. You know what? I would have did one of the little 80s Sonic guitar sounds to go with it. Pew down. Like something like that. Some electric guitar or something. This looks amazing. Jacob looks happy.
He was happy until the HR got to him. Why else was Tongaloa dressed? He wasn't a champion. He had no reason to be dressed for fighting. He knew it. He knew he talked to Solo at the back. Hey,
He's always
Solo,
ready.
when I come back, can you make things right? Anyway, welcome to the Sharpshooters Wrestling Podcast, aka the Saturday Show, which Montez Red Cup says is the child on the outside looking in. I am Eric.
I'm on the outside.
I'm all gravy, Lord Manny Hayes.
And I'm on the outside. I'm looking in. I can see through you to see the real you. Because inside you're ugly. You're ugly like me.
Do you know?
Hey, if I know this many words, you obviously don't think I know who sung this song.
I don't.
Clearly, it was Stain. Okay, not Sting, but Stain.
But Marcus, I saw the look in your eye. You had to go into the back room of your catalog to figure that out.
Hey, unlike some people on this show, my memory is actually solid.
So, speaking of music, I took an Uber to the wrestling show I went to this afternoon. The Uber driver was clearly going through something because he started singing Tony Braxton, "Unbreak My Heart."
In 2024.
Do you know what? And you could feel the emotion that was coming out of him when he was singing along to it.
I'm gonna be honest when I say this. You know, when we had the conversation briefly last week about what songs made it overseas to England and stuff like that.
Yes.
So, Tony Braxton, "Unbreak My Heart" would not have been something that I thought would have made it over there. Just to say,
that's a banger. What are you talking about?
No, Manny, come on, man.
As an American, I love some Tony Braxton, "Unbreak My Heart," but I just wouldn't feel like that song would be over there in Britain.
I didn't feel like Tony traveled. I thought he was a black American sensation.
Yeah,
I didn't feel like Tony traveled. I'm impressed with that. But Manny, here's my question, and Eric, I'm going to ask this as well to you. And I know the show's already derailed with this one question.
It's okay. We don't have a long show anyway today.
Tony Braxton was this man's song, "Unbreak My Heart."
Yeah.
Are you a person when you sad you need to listen to sad music to feel sadder?
Yes.
Or is it because it hits harder? Or are you a person that be like, hey, you know what? I don't fucking I like hear music.
So what happened? Okay, no, what happens is you're feeling sad, but sometimes that sadness will linger unless you get those tears out. So sometimes you need to play bullshit just to get that. Maybe it's just one tear. Maybe it's an ugly cry, but what you have to get those tears down, otherwise you're gonna stay miserable for a few more hours.
Eric, what say you on this one?
First and foremost, I think this is a compliment from Levi. The Uber driver thought Manny was a light-skinned Tyson Beckford. I mean,
oh wow,
Tyson Beckford.
Wait a minute, how you gonna get Tyson? Wait, how the hell you get Tony Braxton and not get Tyson Beckford?
He was in her videos most times.
We need to educate you on black. He's on the show SWAT, right? No, he's not on there.
No, Marcus, that's not.
That's Shamar Moore. That's Shamar Moore.
Yeah, Marcus, stop.
Yeah.
You get light skins confused. No, for me personally, I do not intentionally go out to find sad songs when I'm in a bad mood.
Oh, it chases you.
What they do, they find me. Like literally, I was driving to work and I wasn't in my best spirit. And every song that Apple Music put out, I was like, God damn it, why is it hitting me like this? And I was like, F you, Apple Music, F you. And at that point, I tried to call to get me a therapist, and they still haven't called me back, bastards.
I mean,
Anyway.
you've got a great guy named Manny that could be your therapist, but
We can
Manny-
do therapy on the show, Eric. We can do Eric. Your wife is technically a therapist.
No, but she can't because it's too close. It's too
it's
close.
just too close to home. He's like, "Ah, you little bitch."
Yeah.
And also,
I remember when I applied for a
tied
therapist.
to
Oh, I had a
danger
joke.
gorilla tag.
That's not that's Dan Gorilla
And
Tag.
gorilla tag.
Oh shit.
I don't know how you got danger.
Danger. Okay, you're right. There it is.
I was gonna tell a joke about my time seeing a therapist. It's a little dark joke, but whatever. Here we go. I went to go try to get a therapist. I read the article wrong. Found the wrong type of person. Found the rapist.
Wow. Wow.
The views of Marcus the Grand Finale of the views of Marcus the Grand Finale alone, and not all the sharpshooters.
I feel like, based on his what he just said, we should play his Taco Bell rant, the audio that we had clipped when he didn't know he was being recorded talking about Taco Bell. At this point, at the end, stay tuned for the end of the show. You will hear Marcus' 4-minute rant about his hatred for Taco Bell while he's on the screen.
I don't
Yeah,
hate
the
Taco
rant
Bell.
that
I just
took about
dislike
8
it.
hours to export for some reason.
I don't know why it was so super. It was like top secret. Marcus called in people. Was like, "Hey, make it hard to come out." But
Make
anyway,
it hard for. Make it as hard as it is for me to ever eat Taco Bell again. You bastards.
I just want to point out that let's just talk about this SmackDown. This SmackDown episode to me was a mid episode of SmackDown.
Oh, how dare you!
And this is just what happens when Roman.
I enjoyed this one.
No, it was like when you start to show off.
You're reviewing. Oh.
When you start to show off with the Grayson Waller effect, it's just like, damn.
That's not what they started with. That's not what they started with.
What did they start with,
They
Marcus?
started with Cody Rhodes on the Grayson Waller effect. That's a difference. There's a difference in the way you say that.
Well, Marcus, you just like because they cut him off on his second whoa, which pissed everybody off.
I mean, he also got cut off with, "What do you want to talk about?"
Yep.
Yeah. So I would say that it was kind of clever with the whole thing of how they was treating Cody, and then Cody tried to instill the fact that Grayson was using Austin, but Grayson was like, you're with the most backstabbing son of a person in the game, and they had a video package made. And I think the biggest thing for me was that in 2024, Chris Jericho made it on WWE SmackDown. Man,
I don't want to call this a video package. I want to call this a montage because this was beautiful. Because it was like Sammy again.
Yeah, like,
Yes.
parentheses, yes, again. That was actually funny.
It was good. I enjoyed this the evidence of him being a snake in the grass, and I wish more wrestlers get caught out on all their bullshit. But to quote Kevin Owens, a lot of those guys deserved it. Except for Kofi, he did nothing to deserve that.
Everything bad that's happened to Kofi, he doesn't deserve, to be fair.
I mean, the apology to Coffee was hilarious. I mean, and considering that Coffee is on the verge of either turning or getting turned on Monday Night Raw, which is a whole nother thing. We'll see what's going on. Did you guys see the video of? I don't know if you guys know about Ciampa and Gargano trying to RKO Randy Orton.
Yeah, it's been going on
Yes,
forever.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, the most recent one, they failed, and then
They always fail.
But no, you have Coffee show up wearing a hoodie sweatshirt and say, "Stupid, stupid, stupid," to recreate the infamous moment Randy went off on Kofi Kingston, which I thought was quite funny.
Yeah.
I wish they
Yeah.
had that much personality when they came out on the camera, but they don't.
Ooh.
But anyway, man,
Shots
the
fired.
opening segment. What did you think about it?
I mean, it was just there. I mean, they skipped. It also proved that Nick Aldis seems to have his shit together more than Adam Pearce over on Raw.
Adam Pearce is drunk. Adam Pearce is drunk all the time, Eddie. He always had to get his drink.
Well, the fact that Manny gave
Kevin
a
Owens
compliment is
skipped the
beyond
whole.
the point.
Yeah, Kevin Owens skipped the whole. I'm gonna run in there, punch you, and then you come out here and then make it a tag match.
Can we just
Yeah.
make it a
And then
tag
he went-
match first?
And then Nick Aldis then proved that he ain't shit because he allowed bullshit to happen. Let them fight.
No.
Go
I
ahead,
would
Marcus.
argue that Nick Aldis had his shit together because he knew how much time they had on the show.
Yeah.
He was like, you had a minute to do this because we don't have a minute to spare today. But go ahead and do your damn thing and get
I
your
was
attack in.
kind of disappointed that they fizzled out and got out the ring. I kind of want to nick all of the sense security out to break them up after he gave them permission to fight. I thought it would have been more hilarious. Like, I told you guys can fight, but now I'm going to send security.
I wanted to get out of hand. Like, you know how you... I don't know if you guys ever did something and made a decision in your life where you thought this would be a little decision and then shit just gets out of hand. I think we've all been there at some point in our life, at work or, in the personal life, where you're like, well, this got out of hand. I think that would have been great if they just went for like 10,
Marcus,
15 minutes of that brawl.
I think the very next segment, shit got out of hand, Marcus. The very next segment where the plan that Santos thought he had at the dinner, that he thought Angel and Humberto knew what the plan was. They knew what the plan was, Marcus. Clearly, they didn't know the plan because they jumped LA Knight. Then next thing you know, they get tossed.
It was the one that at the end. So the match happened, but there's no coming back from this one.
Continue explaining what happened so I can go over my thoughts of this.
So Garza,
all your friends are bullshit.
So Garza and Berto attack LA Knight. They beat him up. They get him good. Next thing you know, they go a little bit too hard where the referee decides to throw them out. La Madrina gets in there. It's like, what you doing? You can't do it. Then she get tossed because she put hands on the referee. And then Santos goes on to lose to LA Knight. And it goes into the most hilarious backstage segment where Santos is telling off people like, what are you doing? And then he's interrupted by Apollo and Baron Corbin.
Yes.
Like, no. This transition, this is how when you know you was up here in the title picture and now you've been demoted for no reason. But Marcus, go ahead and speak on this.
I want to say the following segments on SmackDown was beautiful, and it's one of the reasons I love the show. This felt like Vince McMahon and Dark Lord was back. And they're just, no, I'm going to tell you all the multiple reasons. All the multiple reasons why I love the segment. Number one, I agree with the plan. Let's beat up LA Knight right before they announced it and the bell ring. You know what? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Although it is the equivalent of me saying, Eric, I'm going to fight the UFC. I need you and Manny to jump President Ngannou right before the bell happens. All right? And the referee goes, okay. I mean, I hope someone jump in there. I don't care. I'm dead. I'm dead if I'm trying to fight President Ngannou. I'm just saying, you tackle him down, beat his ass. This is the equivalent of anything in sports. I'm saying this is Nancy Kerrigan. What's her name? Nancy Kerrigan. Tanya Harding. Yeah, this is the equivalent of that. But the referee's just saying, you know what? We're gonna throw these guys out the arena, but you gonna still have to skate tonight.
You'll still start this match.
This is some bullshit. That should still be a DQ. Furthermore, the shock and awe of them getting thrown out. What did they think was gonna happen? What did they think? Why was Santos like, what do you mean? Like, y'all came hard. They threw that man to the stairs. And I know you guys were cheering the beating of LA Knight. But I was like, man, they whooped his ass. Ass.
I want to know what the plan was because Santos was like, you guys need to be at my ringside. You need to be at my ringside. And I'm like, did they go too hard? They wasn't supposed to be kicked out? Because I think they were going to get kicked out, right, Manny? No matter what, they're getting kicked out.
But they did it in front of the referee, like the referee wasn't distracted or anything. They knew, like, at least one of you run distraction while the other one gets him.
Yeah, there was no plan. They just beat his ass, and it was like, there it is. And was shocked they got thrown out. Meanwhile, Santos loses to LA Knight. We can skip over that.
I think
my second favorite thing.
Mark, I think his disappointment was with La Madrina because she didn't have to get thrown out. She could have still stayed out there, but she decided she needed to argue.
Can't contribute anything else.
The referee was like, "Get your hands off me, wench!"
Yeah,
you out of here too. I don't care what you think is going on here. I don't care what outfits you wear. You out of here, wench. Anyway, so he loses. And he goes to the back, like you said, and the cuss out. I believe, and I want to give Santos 5 stars, Manny. That's a 5-star cuss out right there. That man know how to cuss people out with emphasis. He's over there with his finger pointing. He's talking with point. He is clear and concise about everything he is saying. You guys do nothing. You guys are fools. You can't believe you did this.
I can't win without you guys being there. And now look, we got to fight Baron Corbin and Apollo, which for whatever reason, I like these two together. This back. I don't know.
No, Eric.
I hate this so much.
No, Eric. You can't have an in-shape Team 3D out there.
Yeah, I want them to, unless you call them Black Thunder and White Lightning. I don't want you to call them together. It makes no sense.
Can I tell you guys my next favorite segment of SmackDown for no reason whatsoever? It involved another Mexican. This is Carmelo in his barbershop. And then Andrade barges in and speaks the best English he's spoken in a long time. Talking about you disrespected me, blah, blah, blah. And then after he walks out,
they dubbed over that shit.
Yeah. But then after he walks out,
that was AI talking.
Someone has to lock the damn door in the barbershop. And I'm like, dude, is this your barbershop? Why are you always in the barbershop not getting your hair cut? You just sitting there cutting promos. Like, go someplace else.
Just talking his shit. So, here's what I don't understand about this. I don't understand why Andrade is so upset. Carmelo kind of just beat him.
No, but Carmelo went too far.
But you beat him like 7 other times.
Yeah, but Carmelo goes too far. He was
What,
celebrating
getting a haircut?
No, he was celebrating a little too hard. That's why I was like, you know what? I'm going to destroy your life for doing that. Yeah, you one up me. Yeah, you one up me.
Marcus,
but if you go too far,
in your childhood, when I was talking more about winning some of the video games, you had those moments of Andrade talking about now you just made it to the point of disrespect.
Well, Eric, I would hope Andrade is more mature than I am, even at 39, where I hate to lose. Okay? It's disgusting. Losing is disgusting. I get mad over any time I lose. It could be a game of Monopoly and I get pissed off. Or Uno. Or Madden. It doesn't matter. I hate losing.
I'm going to quote something you just said at the start of your sentence.
Oh.
I hope Andrade is what, matured?
Yes.
Did this man not try and get fired last year, waiting for Sammy Guevara to fight him?
But
Manny,
Manny,
you're right. You're right.
Manny, if you have,
but that's his AEW. That's his AEW behavior. His AEW behavior. He's a saint. You know, people act better in front of their parents than they do in front of the strangers.
But Manny, I'll tell you this right now: if you were trying to get fired and you knew fighting somebody backstage would get you fired, I would pick Sammy Guevara also, because everybody would first say, I understand why you beat him up. And say to them, that's a fight that you know you go win. There's not really a fight that you go have many consequences. It's kind of like Punk fighting Jungle Boy. Like, I feel like I can
Or the Bucks.
As Marcus said, as Marcus went through his epic segment that we had early on the Untitled Manny and Marcus show, maybe before that show even existed, where Marcus was like, can I kick their ass? And he was kicking the entire AEW locker room. And I still think Marcus feel like he can kick half of their asses in there.
They got bigger. They got bigger.
For a tangent, I think we're going to revisit that.
If Bobby shows up tomorrow, Marcus, I don't know. I don't know about that locker room no more. I don't know if you can do it.
I know I can kick Brian Cage's ass. He saw.
You know what? I think I can take Bryan Danielson at this point.
Well, he's fragile. Yeah, man. You ain't shit beat up a crippled old man.
If I had believed in the ticker, this fatal 6-woman tag would have made it to the ticker. But we need to speak about Jade Cargill, Bianca, and Naomi dressing in the different looks that Simone Biles had. But at the end of the day, Naomi losing to Blair Davenport last week meant absolutely nothing, because now she beat them in this 6-man tag. I don't know what this match even accomplished. You blowing the coke off your desk, baby? What you doing?
There's an ant crawling on my
you got ants,
AirPods
man.
case. I got an ant. I don't see ant plural, but I see one ant crawling on. Anyway.
Because he's a scout.
First, I thought they were dressed as American gladiators, and I was like, oh, that's nice of them to do that. And then when they showed the image of the Simone Biles, I was like, you know what? That's cool. That's cool right there. That's cool. And I liked what they did there. That was nice. And then the Blair Witch Project going loose to the cackling black women, who Manny, I'm assuming, is disgusted by, because the black women were on point today. Jay Cargill was in rare form.
I think they actually did something this week. They weren't walking around cackling. They were doing what they were supposed to do.
They came to work.
Did it warrant a match on Bash in Berlin? I don't think so, but I guess you got to put another women's match on the card.
Well, they gotta get their tag team title match. You know, you gotta. Isn't that the match?
Yeah,
That's
but what do you
this
have a tag team titles that are not being defended?
Because they
Which
did it
tag-
on SmackDown. They did it on SmackDown. Manny,
The
that's why.
Judgment Day.
First of all, know why it's not being defended? Because Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill are bigger stars than the current Raw and SmackDown tag team champions. It's just facts.
Isn't the tag team champion Finn?
Finn, yeah. You don't think Bianca's a bigger star than Finn right now?
I guess you could say that. You know
Bianca's,
what?
Bianca's up there with the Cenas and Becky's.
You're right. She actually overtook Bailey.
Don't you know? Cena's.
She overtook Charlotte.
Hey, Marcus.
Yeah, Cena's.
She overtook Mercedes. That's not the only thing Mercedes lost at WrestleMania.
Lost the black one. The greatest. I was the greatest black wrestler of all time.
There are multiple women currently on NXT that I feel like I've currently taken over. Gone.
Now, you know what, Manny? You're going too far. Your hatred is going too far.
Are you gonna say
Those nameless Jezebels don't compete with Mercedes'
are you
actual
gonna say the
in-ring
NXT
talent?
North American-
JR to 1999.
Are you gonna say the NXT North American champion who lost her belt to the Wendy Chu is up there? Okay.
Nah. I think she's losing some aura, but
I knew she would. Something about it, I was like, she wasn't ready.
Lonnie never had aura. You know what she has? And I smelled it all over. She has Richard O'Shea disease, where you can do a million flips. You're very athletic, but charismatically, you got nothing.
Marcus, why you do that? You could just went to her boyfriend. She got Mello disease. Like, he got nothing going for him right now. I mean, like,
at least she can talk. Mello talk like you were talking when Shantae told you you can't talk.
Mello talk about the same shit. He cut the same promos as he been in NXT. He gonna be in a barbershop and he gonna talk about how he don't miss, but he keep missing. The most epic moment that Mello had in his career was when Marcus and I and Ryan were at
like a
NXT.
bench player in the NBA.
Like
Put
we
me
was
in,
at
coach.
NXT.
I ain't gonna miss.
And he had
this
those retired jerseys and he came out. But after that, he ain't did nothing else. But speaking of not doing anything else, Tongaloa, I was offended when this happened because I saw it coming. When they came out and then Solo said, you know what? I got to strip you of the championship, Jacob. And I was like, what? What you doing? And I was like, look at Tonga. He tried to act like he didn't know he went to management already. He was dressed for the match already. He knew what he did. He knew what he
Solo
did.
told him. Solo gave a heads up.
Eric, I didn't find it
why you
really offensive what happened after this, but go on.
Then, you know, he goes and breaks it down to Jacob. My enforcer cannot be a tag team champion. I'm like, Roman never had that requirement. Oh, maybe because your ass is soft, Solo, and you need to make sure your enforcer is always available to fight. The only thing
Solo's never had a championship. The one time he had a championship, it got taken away from him because like, you left NXT. You can't fight here anymore.
Yeah, and then everybody else proceeded to go to the main roster with belts. It was bullshit.
You're right. The only thing that this did is that when they put Tongaloa in the match, I was like, oh, wow, I got to pay attention to this match because I think the Street Profits may have a chance to win. They might. That was the only thing.
Pause right here because
no.
I want to go into a few things.
Bad.
No, I honestly forgot about her. But since you brought her up,
no. That's why there needs to be a female member of the bloodline because she the way she spoke to Solo needed to be punched in the face.
Wow, man.
Hell hatred for beef.
No. If you actually,
when did you get the respect to Solo? Then you said no one can talk about Solo like that.
Let's talk about it. If Tony, this is
why
why Tony D has Rizzo. This is why Tony D has Rizzo. If you speak ill to this man, and he ain't gonna hit a woman, but Rizzo will.
She will. She'll knock a heifer out.
Yeah, but this is why Andre Chase has Thea Hell, Betty.
But I mean, I mean,
he's gone.
It's the same argument. But Mark, what was you gonna talk about this match? I mean, as Manny take his sabbatical because his point has been disproven.
So, one, Jacob could not defend the title with the boot on his foot. I believe that goes against WWE's medical staff or whatever's going on. Two, not to make this political at all, but I bet you if Joe Biden was watching Fox at this very moment, he felt that kind of moment of, what? I can't be champion? Y'all taking this away from me? And you giving it to him? That's what it felt like to me. Oh. And yes, as you say, when he gave that belt up, I thought, yeah, man, they might lose tonight.
Taking a beer tonight.
And then I had the epiphany.
They didn't need the tag team belts for this. for their
Eric, I
feud?
had the epiphany.
What was the epiphany?
This was when it hit me. This theory of what's going to happen. Jacob Fatu is a monster. In fact, he should be the leader of the bloodline. In fact, he is the bloodline right now. He's the only thing that works for any of these guys. He is a monster. He single-handedly retained those tag team titles, not even being in the match. He single-handedly took out Roman Reigns last week. He's the only one that's doing the work. So I believe this moment is where Solo done fucked up. I mean, he may have fucked up 2 weeks ago when he said, Jacob, if Roman gets this back, you got to follow him. I believe Jacob's going to turn on Solo with the Tuggins. I think he's going to take over and say he's the tribal chief and make Solo have to beg for mercy to go back to the original bloodline of Roman. It's like, I fucked up. This motherfucker's out of control. And I think that sets everything straight. I believe the bloodline's a bigger threat if you go with Jacob as the leader, the new tribal chief, the Tungans over there, excluding Tongue Lord, and you bring in their big-ass brother Hikuleu, you got a war right there. You got yourself war games.
Manny,
No,
do
I
you
want
agree
the
with Marcus?
I want the original bloodline.
I do.
No, you get the original with Roman. You get the original. Roman
No,
and you know those guys.
Solo,
And Solo's the original. Solo's the
No,
original.
he's
Solo
not,
can
Marcus.
Stay where he is.
Marcus,
Solo isn't. You don't count Solo in the original bloodline.
No, the original
No.
is Jimmy and Jay and Sammy. That's the original bloodline. And Paul. That's the original.
You gonna take this away from Solo?
Yeah, Solo should never
You're
been
not
there.
gonna get Solo. You have
Marcus,
stepping.
Solo should have still been down there as a street champion NXT, but because of another DUI, that's why he got called up. He didn't need to be up there. He need more seasoning. Solo ain't ready. He should have been a street champ. You can tell by what he's doing right now.
He should have been a.
He should have been hanging out with Bello.
He should have been thumbing Eddie Thorpe right now.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
He should be chasing Lexi King around the NXT arena and jumping him in the parking lot.
He could have tried to be.
I
the
can't
NXT
believe
champion.
you doing this.
Marcus, someone saw that match between him and Boa, and then thought this man needs to be on the main roster. Whoever did that needs to be looked at.
Marcus,
I believe Vincent Kennedy McMahon was still in charge at that moment.
He made
but
it to the, he
deserved it.
because of his lineage, not because of the talent that he had. He needed more work.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna take it away. I'm not gonna take it. I'm still calling him an original Bloodline member. He helped Roman retain. He beat Cody the first time at 39. He gave Cody the thumbs in the neck. Cody was like,
So
it was
Manny,
over.
I know how you feel about things. How did you feel about DIY trying to get involved and try to get some relevance in this match afterwards? I mean, I don't know how I feel. I feel like it made sense, but at the same time, I don't care. I think the locker room backstage segment was more hilarious with Indy and Candace showing up. Like, I ain't seen them in a minute. I ain't seen them in a minute.
This was the true sign of fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They deserved everything about it. They deserved it. They should have just stayed their asses backstage, allowed the Street Profits to get de-emasculated.
You know what? Street Profits look good in this match. I'm not gonna say they were emasculated.
The Street Profits look better than they've ever done in a while. Even with D-Fab being out there, I was like, wow. Like, I don't like their new shirt, but I was like, are we trying to... I'll put it this way. Manny, and I think you will agree with this one. The Street Profits has more marketability than DIY. You have to say that.
Yeah, but that's not a fact.
No,
that's an obvious statement.
But I also believe that if you had the Street Profits, right, and they became the tag team champions, and you had DIY chasing them as heels, that would be a more entertaining fight than what we're doing right now. Because let's be real, the Bloodline do not need the tag team titles. They don't need them. They don't. They got bigger fish to fry.
They do for fun. You know, why not? The
They
tag team
do
titles need the
because,
Bloodline. The
Solo's
tag team
trying to-
wrestlers did.
Solo's trying to make the bloodline bigger than previous bloodlines, so you need gold to prove it.
Yeah, he
You
gotta
can't
have something
You
there.
can't hold an Ulafala hostage.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna say a hot take right now. It just came to me. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't even know if I believe this or not. But I'm gonna say it right now. The Pure Fusion Collective has more juice to them than DIY.
Mark,
And I think they have.
Yes, I'm proud of you. I agree. PSC.
I had to think. I had to try. They. I just feel like Zoe Stark can get a bigger reaction than Gargano and Ciampa right now. I just feel like that's where they're at.
So, Marcus, you know how you always
Triple
have...
H needs to stop. He's trying. He's trying to get his
That's
boys
the thing to
over,
say.
but it ain't happening.
Based on the promo that they cut, I think there may be more money in Dawkins at this moment in time than there is in Montez.
It might be.
I know.
Because when Montez started speaking, I was like, why are you talking like this? Why are you trying to be jovial? Why are you joking? Be like Dawkins. He was straight business.
Dawkins is getting in shape. He knows he's about to get that singles run. But I'll tell you this right now. And Marcus, you know how you had your Tamina situation? If PFC ever get a shirt, I'm buy that shirt, Marcus.
Heck, I believe they may have one. I bet you they have one on Monday.
If they have a shirt, I'm buying it.
Hey, the Soul Roker shirt looks sick, kind of decent, you know.
You know what, Marcus? I was gonna buy you that Soul Roker shirt, but then I remember she broke your heart, and I don't want you to listen to Tony Braxton unbreak my heart. You know?
I bet you Soul Roker ain't never heard that song in her life.
So
she's too young and too white to ever hear that song.
Betty, I'm gonna go with you first. What did you think of the package that they gave me, Chin, aka Mia Yim?
Who called her fat?
I think this is when she was growing up.
Manny, this is all the stuff back in the day. This is some old wounds she was bringing up.
Old wounds right here.
Fat, ugly, and all that shit.
Yeah.
They were doing some old wounds that someone did.
Like, I don't like Mia Yim, but I wouldn't say she's ugly. I wouldn't say anything like those people were saying that may have harmed her, because that is ridiculous.
Let me tell you this.
Just imagine.
Go ahead, Aaron.
You saw all the things that they said about her sister when the pictures came out with her sister's dating Big E. So just imagine she probably got a lot of those similar things. Because I'm almost 100% sure Mia didn't always have those girls that distracted people from. Like, I think she had some modifications done.
Well, Eric, you need to go with this one. Eric, we know where she grew up.
Fontana.
She grew up in Fontana, California.
In Fontana.
She was I think she's half Korean, half black girl.
Correct, biracial.
Growing up there. Mm-hmm. I can imagine the shit she heard growing up in Fontana.
I can too.
Yeah, so I believe everything they said, and she could have looked perfectly normal and still got that shit going through them saying, because she was dealing with the how do I say, the whites.
Yeah, you know the sad part about it is that now you tell me all I want is some kimchi fried rice, and that just sounds so racist right there. But that shit is delicious.
You disgust me. You disgust me, you filthy racist.
I love some kimchi.
While I'm here talking about me and you going through her own Kamala Harris situation, you over here talking about kimchi and all that. Kimchi's disgusting. By the way, I hate kimchi. I fucking hate kimchi. I fucking hate kimchi.
How you hate fermented cabbage, man? That shit is delicious. And
fermented cabbage sounds worse when you say it like kimchi.
It keep you real.
A lot of things sound worse when you call it what they actually are.
Bah humbug.
What the fuck, dude? What's wrong with you? Next
Bah
thing you tell me you don't like potato salad.
Not most people's.
I think potato salad is greatly overrated.
I think you just had, Manny. You ain't had the coach's potato salad. You ain't had You ain't had nobody put their foot in a potato salad.
Marcus,
you ain't had nobody sprinkle a little paprika on that potato salad.
I'll tell you this right now. Manny strikes me as a macaroni salad kind of guy.
Ooh.
No.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh. You're a coleslaw motherfucker, aren't you?
Hey, don't you disrespect coleslaw in front of me.
Yeah. I hate coleslaw.
Coleslaw is the worst. And you're the only person that like coleslaw is only good for the KFC.
Wait, Manny, so you like kimchi, but you don't like coleslaw. Interesting.
No, because coleslaw is just pure mayo.
Guys,
coleslaw misses all the time.
We're getting sidetracked. Let's finish out SmackDown.
Coleslaw is always a miss. Someone say, look, I made this coleslaw. Miss.
So we have backstage, we have Tiffany Stratton and Pretty Deadly trying to fix the crown for Nia. Nia come in, walking in her lime green hype beast outfit, looking at them like, what you doing? She's like, fix my crown. And then for whatever reason, Chelsea Green and Piper are talking shit over to by a wall that everyone can see the wall is there. I don't understand what was going on.
I loved it. This looked like something that's in one of those teen TV shows where they slide to the ref on shitty set, and then but the person never shows up.
But for me, I was like, why do I want Nia to be aligned with Chelsea and Piper more than I want her to be aligned with Pretty Deadly and Tiffany Stratton?
It could go either way.
Nah, I need Pretty Deadly on TV. They are too entertaining to be not doing anything.
Well, you got them on TV, yeah.
I mean, they're part of this Nia faction. I enjoy. Nia has developed her King Booker accent though this week. She sounded very regal this week.
She did, and her makeup's been on point too. She really stepping the game up.
And you know what? At the half year mark, Naya's my so far wrestler of the year.
Oh,
She
she's your
got that
Dax.
Dax. She got that Dax. The Nia Dax Hardwood Award.
No, it's
Let
the
me ask
Dax
you this
Harwood
question
Award.
then, Marcus. Let me ask you this, Mark.
Jax Harwood.
When was the turning point for you when you went, you know what? She's at Dax level. She's Dax 2022.
I think it may be when she killed Becky Lynch.
I was
somewhere
say
in between there.
Because that was the moment you said, "Oh my God!" I remember doing the show with you. You was like, "Damn, Nia Jax came in, was in great shape, destroyed Becky Lynch," and I was like, "Yeah, I think she's the one." I mean, Nia's really
Marcus,
stepped her
let me
game
tell
up.
you when it should be. It was the Queen of the Ring. She stood on that announced chair and then dived at whoever
Oh, yes.
and nearly killed herself. I think that is the one because that was,
You know what?
and she still pulled it off.
You know what? It may have been when she killed Lyra Valkyrie. That's how she just
true.
jumped on her and killed
Oh,
it.
it was that what was it?
That was
The
sick.
Bonsai drop. That was
Yeah.
dirty. The Annihilator.
Yeah.
That was the Annihilator. I haven't seen her since.
No, I haven't seen Lyra.
Then
I think she
shows up with the KC Express and some random 3-hour Raw segment that no one remembers every week.
I haven't seen her. So we had the typical main event tag match with Cody and KO going against Grayson Waller.
Eric, if you're gonna say it correctly. It's the Vince McMahon playbook. #1 contender, champion, tag team.
Yes. Can they coexist?
It exists.
It is the VKM dedication award right there. I mean, at the end of it, they won the match.
Is back.
And then you see Cody holding his belt because he figures, can he trust Cody?
Yes,
Can he trust Kevin or not? And do you guys think that there's a possibility that the rumor circulating is that Cody could be the one that goes heel? That he turns on Kevin before Kevin turns on him?
Cody should go heel. His character being the face is so stale. They don't book him correctly to be they don't book him like John Cena would when he was face champion, where he would just roll through everyone like Super Cena. So they need to do something with him because he is becoming stale. Now the murmurs were happening, but the murmurs are now more prevalent of, is Cody a weak champion? And I think he is.
Fucking murmurs. Murmurs are the worst. Murmurs and whispers in the shadows are the worst. What? Oh no. They're here. I believe the conspiracy theory is true. I mean, he could turn heel. And you know what? Know who benefits the most out of this? Everybody's boy, Mr. Goosebumps himself, The Rock, who always wants to be cheered. He comes back. He's like, Cody, I tell you what, bitch. People gonna cheer him again. He gonna do his whole shtick. Cody loses the hill, and he lives a happy life or whatever.
And that was
I think Cody should lose to Kevin Owens. Just lose.
Marcus, you love you some Kevin Owens. I know you want
No,
that.
it's not even just that. It's just that it would change things up. Fuck these long title runs. WWE's out of control with him lately with the world title. I mean, Roman had it for X amount of days. Cody can end it right here.
Bailey didn't have her title long.
Who remembers Bailey? She wasn't even on posters.
That's disrespectful.
Was she even on the poster?
No. She was disrespected as champion.
Yeah. I mean,
she got no love.
Yeah.
She was basically a pre-show match, even though that was on the main card.
True.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much SmackDown. So CM Punk was in an interview at the Fanatics panel.
SmackDown was a good show. Fuck you.
You know what I talk about? It
It
was
was a really good show.
It did what it needed to do. But
Just because your daddy didn't show up, Roman Reigns.
yeah, Marcus, I hate to tell you, unfortunately, every time Roman doesn't show up, it will be a mediocre show to me because you know when Roman's there is a big deal. And you know how it feels, Marcus. He never come to the West Coast. He never come to the West Coast.
I know. Is it? Do you feel like Roman not showing up is the equivalent of Steve Urkel not showing up on Family Matters?
Like if you got a whole episode without Steve
With the
Urkel,
family,
like,
just the
what hell
family,
is this?
just with the family. You know what the fuck is? What am I watching? I don't even know what show. This would be the equivalent of which they had a full seasons of The Office and Michael Scott not being on there.
So CM Punk did an interview with the Masked Man show at the Fanatics thing in New York, and he said this following quote. He said, "Wrestling is about emotion. It's not about the moves. It's not about how long your match is. It's not about your fancy coat you wear to the ring. All those things can add to it. But if you can't get the people and the audience to move, you can't get them to feel anything. none of it means anything. And I would 100% agree with him. And I think what has really changed the trajectory for me lately with AEW, I think that they have created some matches that have a sense of emotion that I care about, that makes me actually say, hey, I enjoy this. Like, I think what they did with Swerve and Bryan Danielson in the short amount of time that they have done it, it's like, okay, it's great for me. I think I agree with you guys. What they have done to Okada is sad. I don't know why Okada got pushed to the limit against Cesaro.
Well, I don't know why he couldn't beat
beat
Cesaro. I didn't say why he got pushed to the limit. I respect. I appreciate the match more than probably you do. Because these are both talented wrestlers. Cesaro's very talented in the ring. I know he hasn't accomplished. I know he hasn't accomplished shit, but I'm just saying he could beat the man. But
Okada got paid a lot of money, and I viewed his ass because Cesaro should have never won in that situation.
Eric, you're wrong for that. You're wrong for that. Let him finish his point. You're wrong for that.
Man, he's seen again, man. He's like absolutely wrong. How dare you?
Damn, I've been chastised by a man with an English accent, so I know I'm wrong. Go ahead, Marcus. Marcus, please forgive me.
Cesaro and Okada is kind of a random dream match that, I knew I wanted, but never knew I wanted or something. You just think it would happen. So I'm down with them going 20 minutes, but I'm not down with Okada not being able to finish his ass. He should have been able to put him to sleep. This is like watching Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser, and Sheamus can't put Ludwig away. He couldn't beat him, or either way. Be honest.
To go on with what Eric was saying, what CM Punk said. That match would have meant more if there was like 2 weeks probably behind it for a program, not just like an off comment or something that happened on Collision and then it's brought on to Dynamite, and then we're having this match and it's like it's gonna be a good match, but that's all it is. That's like when you watch an indie show. It's a great match because they're trying to make you come back. But if there's no story behind that, you ain't what? It's just a great match, and then I'll move on to the next thing. I'm not gonna remember it. If you don't, it's like all these good matches. There's so many good matches on AEW. Do you remember half of them? Because half of them were these dream matches, and then once you get them, you don't ever refer back to them. Nothing, because there was nothing behind it. Even though some of the matches that Roman did in that Bloodline run, they weren't good. But the story was good. So you hold on to it because you remember how that story made you feel. And it's difficult to tell that story just by wrestling.
Manny,
you need other
I'm going to piggyback on this one. And true, this man has become one of the most hated individuals in the whole wide world. However, this moment when Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior fought against each other, that was one of the most epic moments in professional wrestling for me ever, because that was the first time I felt torn. I didn't know what to do. And unfortunately, I wish I would have sided with my brother, because I sided on the wrong side of history and was cheering Hulk Hogan. Hold on.
My brother, picking either one of them is the wrong side of history.
I know.
They're anti. They're both anti. Well, Hogan, I don't have to admit to be an anti-Semite, but he is a fucking racist.
But Marcus, one of them is dead. One of them is dead, and he can't ruin his legacy anymore. Just saying.
Yeah, but
last time we saw him,
ruin that legacy.
Last time we saw him, he was doing positive energy, and then he died. So I mean, that was the last impression that he left.
I mean, he's still running wild, man. Anyway, can I point out something on SmackDown that we didn't bring up? Earlier in the show, Manny said, I was shocked to see Chris Jericho or something like that in a video package in 2024. Or Eric. Yeah. That was not who I was shocked to see. I was shocked to see the British Bulldog and Owen Hart narrated by Natty. I'm just saying. That was not something I had on my bingo card. No one had that.
That was a great package.
And I had no idea that was happening. It was the origin of the European title, which, I do have reference in my life of it. But, Manny, you were there.
Marcus, I need to ask you a question.
Yes.
Do you think this was in retaliation because the Dynamite Kid's nephew was on Dynamite and he'd been signed?
Manny, looking at Dynamite Kid's nephew, I don't think WWE cared. I think this was a package to sell Basham.
Him? They wanted him. They would have glorified this whole second generation.
Manny. This was to be like signing Benoit's son.
Because let me just point out right now, Manny, they have a second second generation star on NXT, and they only brought that up once. And now he's a kid walking around with throws it, and I'm making assessments if he's good or bad each week. But overall, this was a great package that they did. They made that match seem like it was extremely epic. I don't remember much about that match, but I didn't even know they were in Berlin before. I can also say that I really enjoyed the little video package they did with Ludwig Kaiser and Gunther in Berlin. And he's talking about, I'm from Germany, but I'm not from this part. I'm a little bit up north. This is a different part, but they got really good food. And everything I've heard about Germany is the food is trash. But that's a whole other story.
Got good brats. Daddy be a kid.
Did you see the Instagram picture of him and Ludwig in Germany with like a whole table of food because they're in Germany right now? They look like the gay couple that would take you in and feed you. It looked perfect. I was just like, oh.
But I appreciated Daddy doing Kid Birds. And I would also like to add that the WWE show.
Narrator voice.
He was like, oh yeah, then they were in Berlin. I don't know, I turned to Booker T. But WWE had no interest in Dynamite Kid's nephew, Manny. They already have someone's nephew in their town. It's called Braun Breaker. That is a completely different beast.
Yeah.
An animal. Yeah. I'm not interested in nephews and cousins. I'm interested. If you got sons, I'm gonna do some nepotism, but if you're gonna be 6'2", in that case, they may as well sign Brock Anderson.
But Natty is always talking about her uncle. No one actually speaks about the Anvil.
As one of you guys
and then they don't speak about Owen. This was an Owen package. Yeah. Owen is AEW owned apparently at this point.
Shit, you're right. That's interesting. As one of you guys have said though, they need to stop bringing boys into their company and start bringing in some men. I mean, it's simple as that. That's the whole thing with AEW. Like, they all look the same. And I think it goes into this question that Kane has asked. Can you guys name me the last dream match on Dynamite?
Before we do that,
I can't name you the last one. I can tell you the future one, though.
Hold on. Before we go into the last dream match of Dynamite, and I'm going to say it's Cesaro and Okada was just this week. I don't know what he's talking about.
That wasn't hyped as a dream match, though, was it?
It should have been. It should have been.
But they didn't sell it to you. They didn't sell it to you as a dream match. Like,
yeah, but I forgot about. I got so excited about the Santos situation. I forgot the one thing I wanted to bring up. Was this seeds for the Lucha Bros to come in to be Santos' new guys? Because those some gangster-ass fools coming in.
Ooh.
That's a much better team. That's a much better team.
Yeah, but I don't know what they're doing with Ray. Ray Phoenix seems to have a few more months left on that contract.
Yeah, I'll wait. I put that decision in right now.
One thing about WWE, they put the decision in months ahead before they even think what's gonna happen. Like,
yeah, but I don't know if that can last. The whole Legado thing till they can eventually show up.
No. So he gets rid of them, and Penta comes in, and you slowly build Penta there, and then after Penta, you wait. Months could pass by. It's storytelling. This is mid-card story anyway, so it's gonna be like the final testament of New Day. That shit would just filter in, and you got something there. And I'm so for Santos and the Lucha Bros.
And I'll tell you this right now, I think Santos is a really good opponent for LA Knight. I thought they have pretty good chemistry in the ring.
Santos good with everybody.
I know, but you know what I'm saying? It's just because after Baron Corbin and Apollo get they win next week against Berto and Garza, yes, Marcus, I agree with you. I think this is a great thing to happen.
We can do multiple weeks of them losing to Apollo and Corbin.
So, Betty, can I ask you a question?
And so he called him scared, Eric. He called him scared. And you know what that leaves? I need somebody with no fear, zero, miedo. And then all of a sudden you be like, oh my God. And then, you wait.
Yeah. Manny, let me tell you.
Anyway.
Let me tell you this. I have a question for you, Manny.
We were back in dream matches.
Yeah, that's my question. So we all know. I don't know what's the last dream match we got, but I think I know the new dream match that they're going to try to tout. Manny, how are they going to build Will Ospreay and Ricochet? I mean, how are they going to build this match?
Will Ospreay has already called him out on radio over here.
Yes, but the thing is,
remind the people who the fuck Ricochet is. But I don't know who he is. He's a guy that can't talk on the microphone.
Yes,
and for some reason, when I said Ricochet's next feud is the microphone in AEW, you decided to put a red card on that post, and I don't understand.
That was cold. That was cold.
It's a cold line.
That's a cold line.
I laughed hard on that
one.
I went, ooh.
Betty, let me also point out, my red card was a sign of respect that I wanted the team to be without you, because that's how cold that shit was. Okay, that was what that was. That wasn't like...
We were just going to have to go in Eric this week because Manny's been ejected for Foul
like,
play.
you know what? Your teammates is like, you know what? We gonna play without him because that was worth it. Because that
Yeah,
was a
Randy,
lie right there.
I can't allow you to talk to about a black man that way in front of me. I don't care how big as you are.
Not a yellow card. That's a straight red card, probably with a penalty kick.
Well, yellow card would
Oh,
have been
now,
racist.
now, now
Consider.
that I understand why you gave me a red card, I'm okay with it.
I mean,
Okay.
the thing about it is just that, like, how do you promote a match
Oh,
that
It's
you
very
don't have the
easy.
footage from the previous match?
you know,
Go
no,
ahead, Marcus.
they're already working with New Japan. So
Yeah,
they get that footage. They get that footage any week, any day of the week. And then two, AEW. This is how I built this motherfucker right here. MJF and Will Ospreay have their little match for that little title they got. Will Ospreay wins that motherfucker. Oh yeah, oops! On the same card, we're having a Casino Battle Royal Gauntlet. I don't know what belt that's for. It could be for that title, but it could be a title of your choosing. Boom! Ricochet wins that. Boom! You get your match on Dynamite that Wednesday.
Wait,
Yeah, but
Right, that Wednesday. Cause
but-
Tony don't give a fuck.
But we
Tony give a
all
fuck.
know. But we all know though. Once the match happens, Ricochet goes back to the bleachers and does absolutely nothing. Like it's
but that's the life he's chosen for himself, Eric.
no, I know, but I'm just saying, like,
Show some money and happiness.
do I like the match that they had back in New Japan was a very fun match. But do I need to revisit this match in 2024 with them being older? Like,
Yeah.
is it going to be the
because I think
same?
Will's changed. I don't think Will has
He's not the same.
does some same moves, but Will's added sides. Will at times does wrestle as a heavyweight.
But
Yeah, he's
Richard,
more aggressive.
Ricochet is still the same.
He's
No,
older.
I think Ricochet's evolved a little bit too. Like let's not just say he's just a complete flippy guy. He
Okay,
is,
don't
and he
say
does
that.
things that are still impressive. But I still think he's got that WWE stuff on him that he can mold to other styles now. I don't think he's just the flippy guy.
Okay, so this is a serious question I'm going to ask you guys.
Are we going back to the dream matches?
Do you no, not yet.
Yeah,
Do
I
you
know
think-
I think I remembered what the last dream match they did.
Do you think AEW can present Ricochet better than WWE to make up for his inability to talk on the microphone?
No,
Is this
because
a
I think
serious
it's going to be
question?
It is.
how it like they're exposing Mercedes every week on that microphone. Like let's be real, that promo, that what's it, contract signing? That was not good at all on both sides. Like Britt is not that strong on the microphone either.
I didn't hate it.
I didn't hate it, but it was dumb. It
was-
didn't need to happen.
It was the best promo Mercedes has ever done in AEW.
It should have been a recorded backstage segment. It
I just
shouldn't have
don't.
been live.
I mean, like it's like you do contract signings for certain things. You got to make up your mind. That's why I hate contract signings because this all could be done in the back in private. We don't need to
Could
do
be,
it in the
but
ring.
for promotional reasons, Eric, promotional reasons. So can the weigh-ins of a UFC or boxing match. We don't have
Anyways,
to have all these people come
but
out
I
for
think-
that,
I
but
think
for
you wanted-
promotional reasons.
I think you want to go back to this
Yeah.
question. Can we name
So,
the last dream match? on
My
Dynamite?
dream match is amazing, and you guys are gonna love it. It was Chris Jericho versus Brazil Suzuki as the last dream match. You never thought it was happening, or Chris Jericho versus Lennox Jr.
No, so the last one that I think I remember being the way they heavily promoted it being a dream match was Kenny Omega versus El Vikingo del Hijo.
You got most of that right.
I think that was the last one, and we even commented on it. It was like, who is this a dream match for? Because I've never heard of this man. That's about what I remember last year we said.
Yeah, but that's not the most recent. How about Bryan Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr.? I think they built that as a dream match on one. I can't remember the
Yeah,
pay-per-view.
but we were supposed to get that on Forbidden Door 1.
I would
but
point out
we didn't get it
that-
because Danielson was injured.
I know the dream
And
match. that I
Okada
had.
and Danielson's final year. This whole year of Danielson's all dream matches. To
Danielson
be honest with you.
is the one who had the dream match, and I think the dream match has to be Bryan Danielson versus Jeff Jarrett. That was the match that I knew I didn't dream that I did, and especially with Jeff Jarrett going on the record trying to say that he's trying to get AEW in Mexico. I don't understand if Jeff Jarrett advising Tony, because if he is that a bad person to advise Tony?
It's kind of borderline bad. Jeff Jarrett ain't never been successful at anything he's ever done.
But
TNA
it
had a
makes sense
run.
for them to try and break Mexico. Mexico's a big wrestling got a big wrestling history.
It is, but
And let's be honest, WWE is really not trying to mess with. They're really trying to go into the European scene.
no, they're going to Mexico.
They
Not
go
as
to
much.
Mexico,
That's the
but
point. That's the
they don't-
point of them going after Penta. That was the point of them bringing back Andrade. That was the point of the Santos on TV.
To be fair, that
They
is the point why they rushed Stephanie Vakir in
Yeah.
straight away. That was like she was straight in there to do like tiny bits in Mexico.
Yeah, they're working there. They're working on they're global domination.
So I saw.
Yeah,
a
they
post
know they
online,
can make money though. That's the thing with WWE. Like
I
they
saw a
know they
post
show up,
online,
people turn up in different
and
countries.
and they were talking about that Nakamura hasn't been on TV in 4 months, and I was like, and the point is what? Can a man get a vacation? I don't think
not
it's a
vacation.
problem.
He's working in there. He's working house shows.
No, but I'm just saying, like the fact
He's in
that like.
power. He's every house show.
No, but I'm like the thing that he's not on TV. Isn't that like kind of what we asked for? Like a little bit of an off season. Yes, he's working house shows, but it's still. Not, I think that's kind of a cool thing.
Well, why not? Why be on TV when there's nothing for you to do?
Yeah.
What are we gonna do with Nakamura right
Give me a
now?
purpose.
He's an
Although,
old beat up Japanese man, and this is one of my favorites. And there's no spot for him at this current moment. He can't be the world champion because Cody's holding that on lock. He can't be the he can't be the WWE champion because Cody has it on lock. He can't be the world champion because we currently have what's that fool name? I'm blanking out the world champion now. We'll just be Priest. Gunther.
Gunther.
I don't know why I'm blanking on it. He can't be Gunther. He's not going after LA Knight's title. Do you want to see him lose to LA Knight for the US title? Do you want to see him lose to Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental title? None of this works for him.
Marcus Cowles,
You save him for when you actually need
Hey,
him.
Marcus, I'll tell you, I think Braun Breaker versus Nakamura would be actually a really good match.
It'd be a good match, but what's Nakamura
know.
gonna gain from that? What we gonna
Nothing.
get out of promos from that?
He's gonna know about his back. I know about your father.
I know
I can
about
see
your
it.
father. And your uncle.
Yeah, you know.
He
No,
doesn't
it's-
like trans people.
It's kind of like Io and Kyrie just walking around doing shit, and we don't know what they really doing.
No, their plans to become tag team champions. They're appearing with the Fusion Collective, Eric,
I
and
know
then they're
they
going
are,
after the
but-
tag team.
Mark,
Go,
they too-
sucker!
Mark, they too big for that though. They don't need to.
They
be
not. They not. They're right
Leo's
there.
too big for that. Kyrie ain't too big for that.
Yeah, Eric, you make it seem like the women's tag team division. I believe that's currently the best tag team division in all of wrestling right now. It's the women's WWE tag team division.
You might be right because I can't even name you who the AEW tag team champions
It's
are.
the Bucks, goddammit.
Ooh.
They've had it since April. They've defended it once. And then they're going to defend it again in a triple threat match against the Acclaimed and FTR, the triple threat match. In a match where I believe the Bucks are going to probably lose.
Kane, I'm going
In
to
a
be
match
honest.
that we're probably going to be talking about fried chicken or something.
Hey,
Other
Kane,
nonsense.
Kane, I'm going to be honest in the situation. I hope to never see a trios title in WWE. At one point, I was big on the trios title, and I think AEW ruined the trios titles for me when they incorporated it. And I was like, you know what? I don't think it's for the American audience. I just don't think it is.
But Eric, what do you feel about Dustin being a double champion right now? He is the current Ring of Honor tag team champion, the current Ring of Honor trios tag team champion.
Marcus, I
You
didn't
don't
even
care
know
about that.
I didn't even know
You
that.
don't care
Marcus.
about that? Eric. He's Ring of Honor tag team partner champions with Sammy Guevara right now.
Yeah, which one? That doesn't make sense.
You ain't watched the show. Yeah, I know.
How did that
Either
even
way.
happen?
And then I don't know why we need Von Erichs in 2024. Stay out of my wrestling.
Fuck, Manny.
Stay out of my wrestling.
I don't understand why we need roses in 2024.
Because wrestling has more than one royal family.
Let the Von Erichs live, Manny. Let the Von Erichs
No,
live. They've been through
no,
enough. They've been
no,
through enough.
Marcus,
Fuck
that
you.
curse
Let
don't
them be
exist.
enough.
That curse exists. We're just gonna have another wrestling tragedy on our hands. They need to stay away.
Leave the Von Erichs alone.
In some ways, I almost agree with Manny in this situation.
You sons of bitches. Like, leave the Von Erichs alone. Let them have some happiness.
No,
Okay?
they don't. There's nothing
Yeah, they gotta
special
be-
about them.
An office job. Go get an office job. Sell some cars.
Jesus. God. It's worse than cutting meat at
Mark,
the deli,
Mark,
man.
Mark, just
Come
like
on.
how you, Mark, just like how you don't like Taco Bell, you know.
Manny watched the Eye Claw one time. It was like, I never want to see this shit again. I don't want to see anything.
Do you know how depressing that is? The
Yeah.
fact that that's a true story is even worse.
Inspired by a true story, Manny. They left other suicides out.
Exactly. Exactly.
Tragedy. It's a tragedy.
It's a tragedy. I don't want. The moment you say they're a Von Erich, people are, oh yeah, the Von Erich. There's a whole backstory behind this. And
You know what, Manny? Sometimes tragedy can turn up into triumph. Maybe something comes of this.
If I see another motherfucker do the fucking claw on TV, I'm gonna fight somebody.
I love the claw. I miss nerve holds and claws. I miss weird submissions. Okay, if it was up to me and I ran a wrestling promotion, it'd be ran like the AWA or the UWF in 1987. Okay, we'll have shitty gimmicks. 2-minute matches. DQs for getting thrown over the top rope. Finishes that don't explain
Runnings every
anything.
5 minutes.
Yeah, just nonsense. And everybody treat it like it's legit. It'd be bad. Gladys Goodwill would be my starting women's wrestling.
Well, I think that pretty much does the show, unless we're gonna play Marcus rant about Taco Bell.
Nah. I mean,
pretty
listen
out
to
of
the
it.
audio show for that.
I don't know why you exploited that, but go ahead.
I don't
Why
know.
are we gonna listen to an audio a segment that we recorded?
Hey, I don't know. Anyway, so we hope you guys enjoyed the Saturday edition. I know it's the Tongalua part of the show, but guess what? If will be no Saturday show next week, just watch along. So join Manny and Marcus as they watch. Well, actually, they're watching AEW tomorrow. I would join them, but then I would have to pay money.
Then come join us on Saturday next week as we have a bash in Berlin.
A bash in Berlin. They're gonna eat bratwurst. I can see it
Oh, let's get all German on this show.
with sauerkraut and shit.
Don't make me get German. I go full Zachary Wentz if I go German.
Damn.
I might say drinking again.
Not because he has a problem, people, because he's showing them off to the alcoholics in the world that he's better than them. And they know it.
Today at the wrestling show, someone actually opened up a drink in front of me. The venue didn't sell like pints, so like they were selling cans of drink. They opened it up, and I had just turned and went, you know, normally if something smells nice, you go,
Such an alcoholic move. Ooh.
ooh. And then like in the old cartoons, maybe like a pie was left on the window, the person would be floating towards the pie. That smell hit me, and I was like, ooh.
Manny, I imagine
I don't like this anymore.
Manny, I imagine you get that smell. You were Nicolas Cage and Con Air getting off that bus, smelling that freedom. Like, ooh,
I just
so
want
bad.
Manny to always say if he ever has a lapse, just look at himself right now. Look at all he accomplished once he let the alcohol go out his system.
I mean, I did something that Marcus hates. I got 174,000 views.
Nah, whatever.
Manny, I didn't even need to show up today. I fulfilled the quota for the month.
I want you to get as many views as possible. That way, when you go back to drinking, we have the live Manny intervention on the show.
Oh, Manny,
I would not have the
Manny, I have a
200,000
question for
views.
you. I saw Lego and Nike has a partnership, and they're gonna be releasing more
That shit
shoes.
was fire. They
The
released
black
the
one?
Jordan 4. the
Yeah,
Jordan
yeah,
4
I was
black,
like-
Jordan 4, it looks sick.
I was like, why do I feel like Manny's
people need
gonna
to
get
start
this?
donating to the show because that's getting built.
Or if you don't just want to give us random money, we will pay for it. You can go to the sharpshooters.creators-spring.com and use code Lord Manny to get 15% off of the latest and greatest Sharpshooters merchandise. You can look just like Manny in his Bryan Danielson inspired shirt right there. And with the little
When
titty
he
logo right
retires-
there. The logo
When
over
he
the titty.
retires, it's the John Cena shirt.
So, Manny-
because
Ooh,
Yeah.
I'm glad he had shorts on.
I didn't need that in my
Yeah,
life.
that's a lot.
That
lot
would
of
be
shorts.
amazing though. As sick as it sounds,
Oh.
'cause I know me and Marcus would lose. But if we all had overhead cameras and we all bought the same Lego shoe set and we started on the live stream together and saw who finished first, the first
I quit on air.
I finished first because
I
have
quit
no
on air and I
pictures
threw a
to
Lego against the wall.
Oh no, Manny! Not if I'm competitive. Not if I need to win.
I hired somebody to beat my hands.
I have more patience than the two.
You wanna
of
know why?
I know,
You wanna know
I
why?
I would succeed.
You want to know why I would hire somebody? I don't care if the hands do come out pasty white and I have somebody out there doing it. I don't care if it does look like a little Asian kid. You want to know why I would pay somebody to do it? Because unlike you guys, I am a man of $1,000. I can do this.
On that note, Marcus being a man of $1,000, I'm
all I need is 700 pounds, and I'm a man of $1,000. As we learned when Will Ospreay asked how much is that fine, and he was told £100,000, and then they went and it's $129,000.
Eric, is that the biggest waste of money you've ever seen in your life?
Yes,
Will Ospreay?
but the thing is that the fact
he
that
got his ass whooped.
if someone ever asks you how much a fine is and you tell them, you should not tell them the fine. You don't want them to know. You're supposed to say usually, "Vay, it's a really lot of money. It's a lot of money." Because
he was gonna do it either way.
Yeah, but do it either way. I just need to know. How much is it going to cost me to do it?
If he didn't know how much it was, he might have not done it because it's out there. And if he would have said $1 million, he might have did it. But he knows how much Tony paid him, and 170. That's like one night on Collision for him.
It's a
that's
scratch
it.
of his nuts. Although I believe he went home and Alex Windsor beat the shit out of him. How dare you just throw away someone's star? This could have been your stepson's tuition to be a doctor, a lawyer, or something, and you just pissed it away to get your ass whooped.
$100,000.
Just pissed away.
Do you know what? Brock Lesnar has done less and was fined $1 million.
Yeah, but he had it. Vince paid that fine, and you know why. Got dildos named after Lesnar. He do.
Anyway,
he do.
I hope you guys enjoy. Remember, Tuesday and Thursday, the Entitled Manny and Marcus show. They will be there. They will come to you with that hot fire. And then also they will
tomorrow.
be there. Oh, yeah, tomorrow, the watch along for AEW.
Hey, we probably should let you know there's a break coming in September.
Yay! Break.
You don't break half the time.
I only
Yeah,
work once a
you'll
week.
break all the time. You just show up when you feel like. Technically, you deserve a red card. For missing
I
watch along.
don't believe you get red card. Manny, I'm sorry, Mr. Football over here, that you do not know how the sport works. But you do not get a red card for not showing up to work. Ha!
You get a fine. You get a fine for every day you're not here.
Hey, trust me. I don't understand why anytime something happens, like wrestling, when I have to do something, it's always on the same days. I don't get it.
Because
I was
do you know why? Do you know why? Because you don't utilize a calendar properly. You don't look ahead at what's coming.
I don't know any black man has ever used a calendar. I'm just saying that for the record.
No, me and Eric both know how to use a calendar.
Yeah, we use the calendar now. German beer and supporter, congratulations.
I'm like Jeff Hardy. I go with the motion.
No, honestly, the calendar has helped, and that's when I realized,
that's why your car was glowing green.
Wow, Manny, we're not 2 weeks in a row.
Doing anything in calendar.
Wait, Manny, 2 weeks in a row.
What the
Wow.
What is this attack?
Wow.
My car glowing green is none of your damn business. To quote the great Will Smith, you keep my motherfucking car out your motherfucking mouth, Manny. It's not even the same car anymore. That car was stolen.
Oh, shit, I got to write a biography today. Damn.
Is it about
No,
Marcus?
Is it Black History Month?
No, for myself. For the show that I have to do.
Why are you writing it? Shouldn't someone else write it?
So, Eric, I believe, can we write it for you? Say his name and he appears.
Let's workshop this one live on air.
Yeah. Here he is, a young youth born in 1980. Eric was an aspiring, inspirational young man who supported the Jets. Then he gave his greatest accomplishment. He was the brother of Marcus the Grand Finale, who even Eric's own father gave Marcus $10 when he saw him instead of the fine to him. Not because he was inebriated, because he understood greatness. Ergo, this man championed his life and said he dedicated his life to getting into ITT Tech University and become an engineer, only to use that to go into the legal system to solve justice.
And all that fueled his project, Disconnected from the World. We present to you Eric Smith. There we go.
You know what? That title is so you, by the way.
Ready?
Disconnected from the world and all this stuff.
I have that's the title for Oscars, Manny. That's the title for Oscars.
Manny, when we end the show, I have so many things I need to say about that I cannot say.
He's so disconnected.
But this title is 100% you. It's the introvert story.
Oh, it is. It is
disconnected from the world.
It is.
So, sir, how are you disconnected from? Well, one time I didn't have Wi-Fi for like a week. I just got disconnected from the world.
Anyway, we hope you guys enjoyed this show. Of course, this thumbnail is the better thumbnail. Thank you for listening, Go Paul. We really appreciate it.
I lost my phone one time. Disconnected from the world.
Solo's thinking about 3-piece. He ain't look at him looking all cool and shit. He's thinking about 3-piece.
Manny, with gravy?
Yeah.
Nah, he don't look like a man that takes gravy.
Hey,
He eats biscuits dry.
I'm
Hey.
gonna tell you this. Tama Tonga look like he know the news already. Is already dreading that's going on.
Yeah, like I'm gonna do a lot of work today.
So in this picture, it looks like everybody knows but Jacob.
Jacob knows.
Look like he won
Jacob
the
knows.
championship.
Jacob knows.
Jacob is the most. He look like he about to cry.
The
Think
thing
he
I was
got with this
laughing at,
opportunity.
what I was laughing the most about Jacob this week is that he tried to hit this pose, but he kept falling off and he got tired. He was like, "Shit, I can't do it. I can't
It
do
feels
it."
like a punishment.
And
It
then after
feels
he
like a
got stripped
punishment
of the
trying to
title,
hold that pose.
once he got stripped by the title, he was like, "Fuck this pose."
He is a little. That was a nice emotional hug. I love you. He sees himself in Jacob and then realized this man's gonna take my job. He come for it. This man really is come for it all. Jacob is really here for it all.
Dun, 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 dun.
Want it all. All right, we can end the show, Eric.
All right,
We can end
until
the
next
show.
week. Stay sharp. We out.
Fuck Taco Bell.